Good day, everyone!
Hello!
And welcome back to the corner of Remnant.
Yeah! Filled with the same...
Oh, sorry.
Filled with the same delays and technical issues that we face every week.
Yes.
But we were on time.
We were.
On our end.
Yes.
Just not on Twitch's end.
No. So I've been dropping frames, so let me know if the quality... Oh, the guys watching on Twitch, let me know. You guys can't do anything. I will be okay, because I have to download it off Twitch afterwards, because Streamlabs doesn't like recording at the same time of streaming, so... At the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to make do with what we can, I guess. We have to be here to provide you the best content we can every Saturday.
Yes, that's
or
it.
Friday for most of you. Although I do remember you guys telling me that because it's Twitch and because time zones, you're more likely to get your own country's audience.
Yes.
Whereas like on YouTube, it's mostly American, so I just always assume that.
I know, it's really weird. Like, most of my audiences on Twitch
would
is
be
Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, YouTube, it's mainly US.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I always just forget to...
I
always like
it's weird,
compare the two together.
Yes.
So.
It's very
But
strange. Anyway, hi everyone!
Yeah.
How's everyone today? Thank you for the lurk, Chozo. Bees, thank you earlier for the host, though it's been unhosted next. We had to stop the stream. But thank you anyways. Yes. So, today we are talking about Chapter 4.
Yeah.
So, of course, if you haven't watched the episode, we are going to be talking about it, so spoilers. And we're not going to discuss the preview that was showing RWBY Rewind, though I do know a little bit of it, which we'll get to that later. But, yeah, we might be discussing
We'll touch on that a little bit,
just
but
tiny.
We'll go into detail. Don't you guys discuss it necessarily?
Yeah.
Just discuss what we discussed, kind of thing.
Yes.
In
So
terms of the rewind, because
yeah,
we were discussing before the stream. We'll get into it. We'll get into it, I'm sure. To a degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here this week as always to discuss So That Is How It Is.
Yes.
Episode 4.
A short episode, but it had a lot in it.
A lot. It had a really a lot, and I remember.
I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it too, and I feel like even if I didn't like it, which I did like it, of course I did. But it was kind of like what I asked for, because after Volume 3, you know. Ooh.
Oh, why are you popping up on there? Skype!
Salem!
Sorry. At least they're doing the episode.
I know. Okay, I know. I've been complimenting you all week, but just wait. Just sorry. I know I was complimenting you all week. Just calm down. But yeah, considering episode 3, I was looking for a much more grounded episode, and we did get exactly that. We got the villains regrounded, we got the heroes regrounded, and we got back into our world where everything was not divine again. So, I really enjoyed it for that reason. More than anything, just again, I just like the setting, the back in reality, present day. This is how the world works.
Yeah, and to get everyone's reactions to what they just saw, as well as Sally's reaction too, which we'll get into. But yeah, it was just good to see everyone reacting to the information they've just received. It's really good.
Yeah, so what were your guys' initial thoughts on the episode? If anyone wants to deliberate, that would be very nice. But we'll be getting into the episode shortly soon. We just prepping a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah, and drinking my coffee.
Yeah, I just saw throw. I drank a whole like iced tea just before.
We're just talking about iced tea. Oh, Arnold just went live playing Spyro.
Damn that purple dragon.
So yes, Chapter 4. Well, I really enjoyed it. I really loved the emotions that everyone's shown, like the voice actors and the animation. It was just, it really displayed their emotions really well, and yeah, it was just, I really liked it, especially that first scene with RWBY, Crow, Oscar, and Maria.
Yeah. Just before we get into the episode properly, I just obviously just wanted to say thank you everyone who's on the stream here or is watching the VOD on YouTube. It is very appreciated, all your guys' support in any manner in which you wish to provide said support is obviously greatly appreciated. And I don't know, like we did the introductions
we
last
week.
Week.
I just thought of that also, I forgot to do this time.
I don't know, I was kind of like that. So again, just if this is your first time tuning in, someone's retweeted it and you're going, oh, that looks cool, or you like scroll across on YouTube, on Emperial Dawn, I'm a fan artist, I am the guest on this.
No, you're the co-host. You're not a guest.
Like it sometimes. I'm the
co-host.
I'm the consistent guest on this thing who oversteps his bounds and acts like the host too much.
You are a co-host. Okay.
But the real host, of course, is up there.
Hi, I'm Larissa. I'm one half of the Nerds Was, the RWBY fanatic half.
RWBY half.
Yeah. So yeah, I do RWBY related videos on YouTube, and I also stream a lot of gaming related streams on Twitch. Yay. Anyway,
I think with all the introductions and all the thing out of the way, I think it is time to officially get into the episode. And yes. Yeah, no, like you said just before, really good episode. Like I said, quite grounded. Really enjoyed it, and the emotions, were just really on point. And with this season and RWBY in general, it's always so hard to predict where they're going or the vibe they're gonna try and aim for. And this episode immediately just, like, we're going to Argus, we're going to Atlas. I knew we were going to be in snowy conditions and all that, but just, especially towards the end, but just the vibe, the snow vibe of this episode was just different and eerie than I was expecting. Like, it just feels so, I don't know, like, it just makes me, like, want to just, like, stretch out my shoulder. Like, it just gives me, like, this just, like, feeling in my, it's just weird. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not eerie, it's not creepy, it's just,
it's different.
It's
very different from what we've seen. Yeah.
A part of me thinks it connects to, like, how I've always wanted to see, like, Wendigo Grimm in RWBY, and that would always be in a snowy setting. So now, like, I've always like, OC and fanficked the idea of, like, snowy settings for RWBY so we can have Wendigos,
really cool.
That kind of thing. But considering we've got, like, the Knuckle V and then also the God of Darkness, those are kind of the closest I think we're going to get to Wendigo kind of style characters.
Yeah.
So, like, just being in the snowy setting, I don't know if it just invokes that, like, oh god. Like, I don't know. It's really interesting. But of course, we get the remnants of the train crash, and we see our poor farm boy crying.
Yeah, and Crow's like, just killing me with the feels.
Yeah.
No one wanted me. I thought I had a purpose with you. You were the best luck. Was it? What did he say? It was the...
Yeah, well...
my worst luck was meeting you or something. Yeah, I was just like, Crow.
Yeah, but just, like... Yang questioning, again, like, Salem can't be killed, and, there have been a lot of reactions to this episode, regardless of, like, episode length, which we'll get into, but just in terms of, like, character reactions, which is always a thing. And I think, because I'm so involved with RWBY, or we're so involved with RWBY, that we see it more than others, or more than other shows, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we see every part of the community. I know I do. For better or worse.
Yes.
So a lot of people think that, Yang's super critical, because obviously we know she's keeping secrets as well. People think that, Crow was out of line, people think Yang was out of line. It's so funny how a complete 180 has happened with Ozpin.
Yeah.
Like the community was against him for such a long time, and I don't know, again, we discussed it last week, like, I obviously, because of the circumstances, I didn't get episode 3 as much as everyone else did, which is good. I'm glad everyone else got episode 3 and enjoyed it, and really, it hit them all really hard. It didn't for me. So, like, I don't know, episode 3 to me doesn't make Ozpin a good guy.
No, it just explains some of his reasoning behind some of his decisions, but I wouldn't say it makes him a good guy.
But I guess from my perspective, I'm always the devil's advocate, so I'm always looking at both sides of the card. So, justification in the show is like, we'll already have that justification. It's just that justification has now been justified, I guess. So to me, it's like, again, like you said with Crow, and just other things, like, we don't know all the details still. Like, for example, with Crow, we don't know all the things he's lost at Ozpin's hand, which probably is a big deal of it. Like, sure, he got a family, he got a life that's worth living, he got so much from Ozpin.
He got a purpose. Something to drive him for him to go forward. And
again, we have the possibility of what Ozpin and Summer ended up happening with those two. What Crow and what Summer and Ozpin, Summer and Crow's was, and what that happened. Just the idea that Crow, and again, like, I think it does come down to a perspective, and it comes down to, do you want to, with the information you have, explain why something doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
Or do you want to look at something and think, okay, what reasons could there be so why it would make sense?
Mm.
And to me, it's always the latter. I don't see any point at all in looking at it from the former.
Yeah.
Like, sure, Yang's being hypocritical, but why not look at it in a way where it makes sense? Because that, to me, just makes sense to look at something, to find the sense in something, than to point out the faults of something.
Mm.
I guess. I don't know.
I get where you're coming from. Like, yeah, Crow, probably shouldn't have punched Oscar, but it was him reacting to everything, and it all sort of setting in his mind that Ozpin had lied to him, and as he said, he just felt now that meeting Ozpin was, like, the worst luck of his life, and he reacted with a punch. Poor Oscar getting in the middle of it all, but,
what I like
made
is that
sense.
All these reactions at least have some basis to stand on, to where I think the community can understand it. Yeah. Whereas there are some things, like, say, the birds was a big thing where even I was like, some of those reactions were a bit odd.
They're a little over top, but then again,
But it's not like they weren't unjustified. But I can understand why, from a writing point of view, some of the fans weren't happy with some of those reactions. But all these ones, I think, are completely fine. Yang was the one who said, if we're going to keep risking our lives, tell us everything. Not only was she not told everything, that she wasn't risking her life. She was literally giving her life to something that cannot be won.
Boop.
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 And that's the big thing I think everyone has to look at, whether it be the in-show characters or the community, is that, people have, a lot of people have died because of Ozpin, a lot of people have died because of his goals, and a lot of people have sacrificed their life to something that it doesn't matter if Salem can be killed or not. The fact that Ozpin doesn't know the goal is what
he doesn't have an end goal right now, which is
Well, I think for a long time his end goal was just keep the relics away.
Yeah, keep them separate and away until
keep the gods away and just until either find something or just to make sure that Salem doesn't get her hands on them, because whatever Salem's goal was, we don't know if it's to get the relics to destroy the world, to end herself, to bring the gods back for whatever reason. We don't really know. But it seems that now all Ozpin wants to do is just hide the relics away. Obviously can't hide them in Haven right now, so he has to take them to Atlas, where they're the most secure.
Yeah,
the only reason why.
Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, also in reaction to the birds, with Juniper and the gang and everyone reacting to the birds, I think the main reason why they were so shocked and everything is because magic is so, it's not a thing in Remnant. Yeah, you got semblance, you got aura,
100%.
But magic is so strange to them. So to hear about him just giving them the ability to be birds is what? How does that compute? That doesn't make sense to them. So I think But
obviously from a fan, especially more casual fan, to them, semblance or seems to magic. That's why to the community it was such a hard thing for them to grasp, because in world, magic is such a foreign idea.
And people, the idea of the maidens, I don't think sat in.
Yes, there's dust, semblances, and aura, but there's still such a gap between that and magic, at least in this world. Yeah. Obviously, from our perspective, they seem the same thing, which is, again, why it was hard for us as the community to kind of grasp their understanding of the situation. So, again, maybe the show should have done a better job at explaining the differences between the two.
Yeah, I think we've got it more now with Chapter 3, learning about how magic was completely eradicated from the world, and that's why we know why Ozpin and Salem can do magic. So,
but like I said, we're the kind of people who go okay, so let's justify why this makes sense, rather than question on the surface why it doesn't.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, why I enjoy coming here and talking about it so much. Because, again, a lot of us around here have that same mindset of let's justify these reasonings rather than question them. Which seems to be the go-to. And I understand that why questioning them is the go-to. It's just, if you're going to enjoy the show and you're going to love a show, then why not look for reasons to like it more, to understand it more.
Yeah.
But, Ozpin didn't have a plan. RWBY even asked him, and in this episode, I don't know, RWBY's been really good this whole season so far, but I feel like even without a major arc moment or character change, it's still cool to see just how grown up RWBY is.
Yeah,
now. She's a lot more mature,
and she's taking leadership more too, which is really good.
Yeah, well, of course, that's the big thing. This volume is leadership, but I think it's just a character that doesn't have too much deep character development, and she doesn't. I love Ruby, but she hasn't had an arc yet, really. It's coming, guys, relax.
Hopefully.
This volume, most likely, if we could believe Miles and Carey. But just, it is nice to see her just as a mature, character. And obviously, like, she's older, whether or not it's said in the show, she's almost a year or two older than when the show started. She's like, 16, 17, I imagine, at this point.
Yeah.
But of course, it doesn't really matter.
The figurines, like, I just recently got the new figurines with the Volume 4 outfits. And on the box, it says that she was 16.
Oh, really? Well, that's really good. That's actually really cool. Because, by Volume 4, she would be. 100% by Volume 4, she'd have to be.
Yeah.
Because the first 3 volumes is a year, basically. And then there's a 6-month time gap, so they'd have to be.
Yeah.
Although, granted, Remnant might not have the exact same cycles as our world does, but I'd assume that they are like that. So her Volume 4 chibi outfit does say 16.
Yep. RWBY's the perky leader of Team RWBY and a 16-year-old huntress in the making. Yeah.
I think that might be the first confirmation that she's 16 at any point in the show. That's really cool. I've never seen anyone mention that. That's actually really cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, there you go.
I just noticed that last night because when I was unboxing them on my stream last night.
So she's probably she's probably like 16, almost 17, or maybe just 16.
I don't think it mentions the others' ages. No, it doesn't. It just mentions RWBY.
It would. But that's cool because and also Yang has that adult line in Volume 4, so it assumes she actually would be 18 at that point. So yeah. Okay. Cool.
So they're at least a year older, but depending when their birthdays are, they might.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things, like, some of them could have turned a year older during the first 3 volumes, because it was the start of the year, then it was end of the year, then it was a 8-month time gap, and then...
At least we know with... because those are their Volume 4 outfits, so it might have been... Because we know RWBY's birthday's in fall, so she would have turned 16 around the end of Volume 3. Yeah.
Probably
so it's possible that...
just 4.3, I'd imagine.
Yeah, so it's possible that she may now be closer to being 17, but... Yeah.
Because I'm glad this episode's a short one, because we're definitely managing to find our way around to talk about other things. Yeah. Is there something on my screen? Or is that
Skype, stop! It's just saying poor connection. There you go. It's gone now.
Anyway.
Yes. Focus. Episode.
And then Crow punches the shit out of Farm Boy.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, it was very sad. Like, no one wanted me. I was cursed, so I've given my life to you. And I think one of the one of the most emotional things that's ever been said in the show. Like, as much as Oscar crying and that was sad, what hit me so much more was Oscar not crying at the response to meeting you was the worst luck I've ever had.
And Ozpin's like, maybe you're right. And it was Ozpin.
It was just him not crying and just his like shock.
Yeah.
At that moment, it's just like, and granted, as harsh and as that was, it does seem that even by the end of the episode, he has calmed down already. Yeah. It does seem that was a bit of more of a spur of the moment kind of thing.
Yeah. Just his reaction to everything that he's seen, and
because again, we don't know how much he's lost because of Ozpin. He again is someone who. Because don't forget, like, as much shit as he's talked about Raven and the tribe and stuff, those were his family.
They were.
And, and again, if it wasn't for Ozpin, he probably still would have had all that. You know, like, he has a sister that wants to kill him. Because of Ozpin. Possibly has a lover who has died because of Ozpin. Yeah. Probably has a best mate in Tai that hates him because of Ozpin. Yeah. Is constantly at risk of dying, and also, another thing I just realized too, also, he's put his nieces in danger as well.
Oh, yeah, that's
another reason that he did. I don't think he was referring to, but that's another reason that could have been for his response. That you're also actively putting my nieces,
and their friends in danger,
and their friends in danger as well. So that's another point. And then Osmond's response to this is just to, rather than lying, what's the next worst thing you can do?
Just run away. Cut yourself out. Yeah, run away, which he did. Yeah, secluding himself. Poor Oscar too. In that, I just wanted to stop. I'm like, just want to give you a hug.
and even before that, I just love Yang.
Yeah,
I just love Yang.
We're not finished here.
That bastard! Tell him we're not done yet. I love it because again, Ruby's always said that we have no problem with swearing. It just we want it to be more impactful when it happens, we got
exactly.
Tyrion bitch, now we got Yang bastard now.
Yeah. I didn't really think of that. It felt right to me with Yang.
And Tyrion as well. Like those moments felt right.
They felt right for their characters. So yeah.
And that was so good. And I don't know, it's obviously during Volume 4, Yang and Blake and John were the characters that everyone hated for whatever reasons,
Mm.
and now it seems like through volume 5 and 6, everyone's now hating on Yang, just because she's having an emotional reaction.
Well, yeah.
Like,
nothing's going right. I sort of feel like with Yang, she deals better when she knows she has control over what's happening, and she doesn't at the moment. So
because of Ozpin, she lost her mother. Because of Ozpin, her mother was driven away.
Yeah.
And turned into a bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of Ozpin, you know, like, so many bad things. And again, Yang has always been the mature, motherly figure. She was the punk who's also a mum.
Yeah.
That was her character. And she's developed into this character now that's just protective and bitter because she's lost her arm. You know?
Mm.
You know, her best friend abandoned her.
Mm.
She finally gets back with her friends, and all they care about is, you know, Blake. You know, all they care about is Blake, the person who did run away.
Yeah.
She wants to be angry at Blake, but everyone around her is telling her to, you know, no, it's best for us to be together. And I'm sure that's got to be eating her up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think we're going to see it in this episode, if not maybe the one after, but yeah.
Yeah, and we'll get into that kind of stuff in a moment. And then, you know, and again, like, and she was the one who, you know, stood up, you know, whether it was her or Jean, they were the ones that stood up and said, hey, you know, like, this is big for us, this is obviously crazy for us, but, you know, just tell us everything, don't lie to us, and, you know, because we're risking our lives for you. Yeah. And, you know, and he kept doing it, so I think she's completely just. Again, it's very 50-50. Both sides are very much, at least for me. Yeah. I agree with Yang. I disagree with her. I agree with Oz. I disagree with Oz. I agree with Oscar. I disagree with Oscar.
Yeah, I can see both sides. Yeah.
Both sides, and and I think it is written really well. Of course, people are going to jump to one side or the other because that's what naturally people are inclined to do. Yeah. We like to take a step back and look at it from both sides. So obviously people are going to hate Yang for reactions, for being hypocritical, or hate Oz, or blindly follow Oz now because apparently everything is justified, which I don't know if I agree with, but it's really interesting because as a story, it's really good storytelling, really good writing. It just, for the community reactions, always makes things a bit more difficult to kind of tolerate in just how people react to it.
So, moving along, I love Maria in this as well. She's like, you know, yes, we're all angry, we're all upset, but we need to pull it all together and keep moving forward. I didn't live this long to die in the cold.
which I really like because, again, Maria being like the mother figure again, like that would be Yang's role normally. Yeah. But because of her state, she can't be. Yeah. And you know, it's either her or Ruby to step in as either the leader role or obviously the elder role. Yeah. And they both do. Yeah. They both step up. You know, Blake's just there, and Weiss is just frustrated as always. And Crow also would take that elder role as well. But again, he's not.
They're just all upset and trying to just take this all in. As is Maria, but I think Maria, because of probably her age as well,
she's her experience.
She's able to
all this stuff doesn't matter to her. She'll be gone in a few years. In her mind. Well, so again, like I've lived so long. Again, this is all a big thing, but you guys will deal with this before I even sit.
Well, she was more like, and I like how she said, "I still can't believe this is the second time humanity's been vowed." But
which is a cool little touch because that's a detail I think some people were questioning. So it's just cool to get that just like that re-detailed in there. I think.
And to her, that was the most biggest thing for her. Like everyone was all talking about Ozpin and his end goal and everything, while to Maria it was all about this is the second time humanity's been around. Like I can't believe this. This is the most shocking thing to me. So that was interesting.
Which would be to the idea that we existed once, were wiped out completely. Yeah. And Smash come back like Jesus, we were lucky.
Come back again. And and how humanity was able to wield magic, and they were just so much more superior to the humanity that is now. And then we had they were packing up and getting ready to go, and Ruby had a little chat with Oscar there, and Oscar, of course, doubting himself and saying, "Am I just another line?
I'm just going to be another one of his lives, aren't I?"
Another one of his lives.
And you know,
Ruby's trying to be all positive. No, of course not. You're your own person.
What I really liked there was, at least from what I've seen, there was no sort of Rose Garden hate, or no one really mentioned anything about it, which is good. I like that. I like that people, you know, that the episode was written in a way where it didn't spout those ideas, you know.
Yeah.
anytime Blake or Yang fucking open their mouths, the
Yeah.
community won't shut the fuck up.
Like, and I just thought that was a very RWBY response, and I'm
Yes.
very similar with that too. Like, I'm a very sort of, when people are down, I always say the positives and look at the positives, even if it's probably a bit of a lie as such, and
that
you know it's probably not going to be true, but you
one of my favorite lines was Crow saying, you know, don't lie on RWBY, we're better than that. And why I like that is because to me that was like, I interpret that line as we are better than that. We are better than lying. We are better than Oz. Because to him, lying is just Ozpin now. Yeah. So
RWBY wasn't intentionally lying to Oscar. She was trying to make him feel better.
I'm sure in RWBY's mind, she was 100% believing in what she said. It was Crow
absolutely. It's just Crow saw that as lying.
And this, you know, ties into the intro and, you know, what dark paths Crow is now going to go down now that he's lost
and he's
purpose.
Drinking again. Like we saw in the intro with him drinking and getting pulled in by those grim arms. So this was very sort of like him drinking again. And
is he going to drink himself into death? Is he going to end up leaving?
I think it's more like dark demons. Like he's now going to be contemplating everything that Oz told him, everything that he believed. He's going to be reassessing it all, and he's going to probably get a bit depressed and a bit down and going And
this also ties into now. You know, what do the girls do? They still realize that regardless of anything Oz has said, getting the relic to Atlas is still the safest option.
Yeah.
As we saw from the villains, clearly that's the best option they should do because they don't really want that to happen. Because as much as having the two relics near each other, which is bad, just because of the power they hold and just the risk of obviously having more of them in one place is just a liability. Yeah, Atlas is the one place that Salem can't get to. Yeah, seemingly.
Hey, Pishin.
So as much as having them in there in revolts is safer. Yes. No matter what, you won't be able to get them into Atlas. Period. Yeah. But. Yes, so my question was like, now where do the characters go after that? Because obviously now they're just going to Atlas because that's the only purpose they have. But obviously, I wonder in their minds, what's their position on this now?
Yeah,
Have they just given up? They're going to go back to being huntsmen in their minds after this?
Now instead of like, I think before it was almost like getting all the relics in a way. Now it's more like, let's just get this relic to Atlas, and then that's it. Yeah, and that's sort of what I got from Blake's line in the second part of this scene.
Let's just get the dumb relic to Atlas.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to mention the lyrics for the song Miracle, which we heard in the fight scene in the premiere. They are very much about, like, is this the right path? Like, we are fighting for the light, but is it the path we're on made of lies and things like that? It's all about doubting themselves and everything. And I think that really ties into all of this now.
Yeah. Or even songs like Sacrifice.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
With this episode, which I haven't actually heard many people mention, but Sacrifice, obviously because Sacrifice was so big on episode 3.
Yeah.
But
I've seen some people mention it, yeah.
This really ties into Sacrifice, obviously that Salem can't be killed. Yeah. I'll not be a sacrifice. Also, I'm trying to think, I don't remember what the song was called, the song in Volume 2 during the mech fight.
Die.
Die.
Die, yeah.
That and also the Volume 2 intro. Yeah. Are we just puppets for war? Are we just, being pulled along?
Yeah.
For someone else's victory.
Yeah.
Like a chess game. Yeah. As well, and these are all just the pawns.
Yeah. Well, chess was a very big theme in the first 3 volumes as well. So.
Yeah. Well, you even think about that. Like, obviously, in a chess game, the 2 people controlling everything, they're just 2 people playing a game.
Yeah, exactly. But and that's like Ozpin and Salem here.
In the role-playing sense, all the characters are being destroyed and just pawns. You know, not to be punny there, but.
Yeah, Divide does too, absolutely. Show them gods and deities blind and keep the people on their knees. Yeah, a lot of the songs now, because I've been listening to Sacrifice, and, but yeah, Divide as well, does make a lot more sense too. It's just interesting when you listen to the songs now after knowing a bit more information about Salem's backstory. It makes you rethink some of the lyrics and... Yeah. And
speaking of songs, I've noticed it a few times. We had the intro, was an instrumental in this episode, I think, a few times.
Yeah.
I feel the V's instrumental for Rising a few times this season already.
Yeah, I think we have, yeah.
In the background. Yep. I'm trying to remember, I'm not certain. I wonder, in episode 3, were they using parts of Oscar's.
They were, yeah. When
Scene
we
during
saw
the
the
episode?
scene with Osborn and his reincarnations, it was definitely that first bit of music that we heard when we first met Oscar at the farm. Because I recognised the score. Because at the time when I was first watching it, I recognised this, but I couldn't pinpoint it right at that moment. It was when I second watched it, and I'm like, that's Oscar's.
One of Oscar's score from the first episode, or the 7th, or the 11th, or something like that.
Yeah.
I was also wondering too, speaking of, obviously Crow has his demons now, and we're gonna see where that goes. Do you think Ozpin is gonna resurface anytime soon?
No. Unless...
Or do you think he's gonna be dormant until Oscar's about to be killed in a volume or 2 or something?
I think he's gonna be dormant until they really need him at a time of need. I think he's just going to be brewing away. Because
as much as I like Ozpin, and I really do like Ozpin, a part of me almost wishes that we still had OG Ozpin, or not OG Ozpin, but Beacon Ozpin. So I like the fact that we're going to get just Oscar for a while.
Yeah. I think also it'd be good to get some character development for Oscar with that Ozpin everything.
We also know that, assumingly, he has to be a like-minded soul. He has to be someone who is willing to have the same intentions as Ozpin.
Oh, I think, he wants to do good, and he wants to be more than just a farm boy. And I'm really interested to see, how he will act as a huntsman, or how he will act as a along the girls, how he'll act. Because obviously we've seen him, obviously he was on the train, he was fighting. Yeah.
But how much of that was and kind of thing. So it's cool to see what he'll do now, knowing that it's presumably just him and not Ozpin at all.
Yeah.
But
I think he'll be dormant for at least the next few episodes. Wouldn't surprise me if he stays dormant until the season's end, or until Oscar's in immediate potential mortal danger.
I would like to see that again. I'm a big sucker for long-term storytelling. Yeah. I don't mind that Cinder showed up immediately. Especially considering, again, what we're presumably going to get in the coming episodes.
Yeah.
But I hope the Ozpin thing is a bit short-term. But again, maybe if Cinder does show up, then that's strong enough for him to come back. But I would like for Ozpin to be dormant for quite some time.
Yeah, I think he's just going to sit back and watch for now and contemplate everything. And, because he's got a little... because it's not just... the reveal for RWBY and the gang and everyone. It's also now his secret's out in the open, and he's seen everyone's reactions to it, and he's got to, what is he doing? What is his goal? Yeah. Why is he putting these people through this? So I think he's going to be sitting in the back brewing on that for a while.
Everyone realized that, he was with Salem, they became gods, they had children, they were a couple, even though she's this dark, destructive, evil being.
Yeah.
At least from their perspectives, at least. And then, he does a piss poor job at kind of stopping her or getting away. And then I think what a lot of people really mad at him for is just he didn't do anything after that.
Yeah.
He just went away for probably a couple dozen generations until he finally decided, I should get the relics and do something. And then when he finally did do something, he couldn't do anything. If he had done that to start with, he would have had a little more time to kind of figure stuff out. Then he didn't have anything, so I think it might have come off a bit better if Oscar had said he doesn't have a plan, he doesn't know how to kill Salem, and then everyone kind of was mad at him.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were mad at him before that. I think maybe just reordering that one.
I think it's now because everyone thought he had a plan, and I thought the whole thing was about destroying Salem, or at least defeating Salem, and now it's just well, no, I don't have a plan, and no, I don't know how to defeat or destroy Salem, so...
And at this point, I don't think Ozpin has any idea what the fuck Silver Eyes are.
No, I think he probably knows of them, but he may not know much about them.
Yeah, I guess.
He probably knows the bit of their purpose and stuff, but he wouldn't know probably more than Crow does, maybe.
Yeah, because we don't know. We don't know that someone could actually ever use her Silver Eyes.
No. Well, actually, no. I think Crow did confirm that.
Crow implied that she had Silver Eyes. You're special like your mother, but that doesn't necessarily imply that she could use them.
Don't know.
But
hopefully we'll find out more soon.
Yeah.
But I think we should move along. So
I'm just trying to think if that. Yeah, I think that's it now. Until we finally get back to we finally get a first look at the temple or the castle and the wider Grimscape.
Absolutely. So I'm really thinking this is where the shrine of the God of Darkness was originally, the Grimscape.
I think it's the same land. I don't think her castle's at that same location.
Well, No, her original castle I think was somewhere else.
Yeah, her original castle was somewhere else in Remnant.
Yeah. I mean, there was her original tower. Who knows where that is.
Right.
But then her actual castle
yeah.
where she was with Ozma, I think, is somewhere else.
I think all three were probably 3 different locations.
Yeah, and I think this has been built at the Shrine of the God of Darkness, yeah.
You think it's at his shrine or just in his land?
It's in the land, in the area, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say the big pool is probably somewhere nearby, because we've seen the little pools, like at the start of Volume 4, but we haven't seen the big pool. Yeah, so, I say there's probably somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
And, I say it's in that area. Definitely it's got that feeling. Unless, of course, the castle was in a similar area and the Grimscapes just expanded, but I don't
Possibly, but I think it's safe to assume it's just within the Grimscape somewhere. Or it's where the pool once was, but it's obviously because the moon and stuff, it's since been destroyed.
Possibly.
Like we speculated, the God of Life's fountain was destroyed. Because it might be in the area that our heroes currently are, we might run into it. Another thing I noticed, but I didn't mention last week, is that obviously we mentioned the 2 dragons in the train station. That was also a fountain.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I was like, oh, it's also a fountain.
There you go. Which is cool.
But we catch up with our villains.
Yes.
Returning from Haven. I assume just a technology piloted ship on Watts' part.
Yep.
And again, that's another example of, hey, I'm going to justify that.
Yeah.
Rather than going, oh, who the fuck was piloting the planes?
I did wonder who might have been piloting it, but it will make sense if it was.
I'll just question Watts has the technology to just autopilot. That makes sense to me.
It could be. Yeah. Or it could just be another minion who was trying.
Could be, that's true. But it's also a unique ship. It looked different from the other Mistral ships. It looked quite different from the other Mistral ships. So could just be their unique craft.
Their own one that they built. Yeah.
Honestly, I'd rather than who was piloting the ship, I'd question more Hazel had his clothes back. That's what I'd question more. Than,
I didn't even think of that. That's true, because he ripped them off and suddenly he's got his clothes back.
But at the same time, again, rather than question that, other copies on the ship.
Geist in the ship. Oh, well, yeah. It was Pilot Boy.
But again, justifying something rather than questioning it. It's just that's how I like to engage my storytelling.
And I like having got to see the outside of the castle and more of the grimscape here, because we haven't really seen much of it since the chapter 1 of Volume 4.
We haven't really seen anything exterior, really.
No.
Yeah, I guess that was it, really.
All we saw.
And the ending of Volume 3. That was more or less it. And this looked definitely... I don't know if it was just a bit of a rushed... I don't know, the Grimscape didn't look... As they were flying in, I was like... it looked different. So, okay. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at it again.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really cool. And then we had, of course, Tyrion...
It just didn't seem exactly like how we've seen it. Oh, no. Okay, maybe I'm just... I think the shit that... When they're landing, it looks fine, like looking backwards, but when they're coming in over top, it just... no. I think because it looks more orangey. Like it has more of an orange pink, where I'm used to thinking it was more red and purple, because it looks more pinky. Yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm just misremembering. I'm looking at it now. I'm misremembering. Okay. So
we had the entranceway and Tyrion waiting there. So Tyrion's tail, I thought was...
Oh! What it is just a cap. It is a cap like Yang's arm. It is not the new tail. It is... Oh, okay. It just doesn't have it on.
Oh, that's right. I didn't think because it had the little round...
Just like a Yang... It is the exact same design as Yang's arm cap.
Okay.
It was just silver, not bronze, like Yang's was. Yeah. It's not his new tail.
Okay.
Everyone's freaking out. It's not his new tail.
Okay.
It's not.
That makes sense, because I did notice it had the little bolts on it and stuff.
If I'm wrong, then lazy designing. But I'm guaranteed, again, and it's still as short as it's just a cap because it doesn't have the new one on. I think, at least.
Okay.
But
Tyrion's so funny in this too.
Yeah.
He's so creepy, but
yeah, he comes back and it's just immediately, I read it's like Tyrion's goal in the show just to trigger everyone.
Yeah.
Triggering Cinder. I was emerald about Cinder. And just taunting them and just it's like, oh, welcome back, and just all these little things, and it was really cool. It wasn't the strongest, like it wasn't exactly like there were a lot of other Tyrion scenes I liked more than this.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the strongest return I felt in just my preference to how I like to see Tyrion. but it's still good. I still love seeing him back, obviously.
Yeah. And it's just so crazy, like how he cut his cheek on Emerald's blades, and how Meryl would actually refer to him as a freak as well. So
yeah, it's interesting too, because I know he always had age lines on his cheeks. I suppose he like I assumed age lines, but when he got cut and he cut exactly on the age line, I'm like, wait, are those meant to be scars the whole time? Or
maybe he's done that before.
Why didn't you get the cut somewhere else other than that directly on the age line? Because now it just looks like it's an age line and then blood, and it's like, what? I don't know. It just confuses. It's like, why get it there? Like, just cut it a little bit lower and have the age line above it. That way, it just looks like two separate things. Because now I can't tell if that one's anyway.
Anywho.
But yeah, like I said, like he's just antagonizing them and I like Hazel. Like I'm not the hugest fan of Bane Hazel. I don't like the dust-driven madman, but I like the pacifist bad guy that Hazel is. Like, the protective kind of bad guy.
He's very protective,
Episode 2, and that he was in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And like I like again, like you did mention, Ozpin didn't freak out or anything like that in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Tyrion again triggering them, and Cinder, Emerald obviously very, very upset at Cinder's death.
Yes, and Mercury seems a bit protective of Emerald too, which is interesting. I'm really looking forward to finding more about Mercury.
We even saw that. At the end of Volume 4 when he was like, "We have to leave." And again, it's really
I think
cool.
He called it M, didn't he? We have to leave M. I think you might have said. Yeah, M. I'm pretty sure
he's called it M before. I think in that scene he said Emerald. We have to leave.
Yeah.
I think in that scene, he said Emerald, but he's called it M before.
He has called it M before.
But it is cool seeing those two interact more. And, Mercury obviously is more the bad guy, the son of the assassin, the murderer, and is definitely a bit more. Yeah, but these are still kids compared to Tyrion and Hazel.
Yeah. And it's also interesting because Emerald, like back in Volume 3, the little flashback we had there, is like, why do we don't need him? Why is he joining us, sort of thing?
Yeah.
So I think now they've become almost like a brother-sister sort of relationship, sort of looking out for each other, and it's just them now without Cinder keeping them together. So yeah, I think they'll look after each other.
And we did get some confirmation at the start, just after Volume 5. And obviously the scripts can change, things can get cut, so we might not get it. But we did hear that we might get more Mercury backstory, like why he's working for Cinder, and why he's willing to do this kind of stuff.
That would be really good, just to help tie him into the whole story.
Yeah, because he's a cool character, but he is since Volume 3 has been a little underdeveloped, whereas and Emerald has too, and it's one of those things where you look at characters like Jean or Emerald, who you think are going to play a bigger role in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jean's going to be an ancestor, or he's going to be the big good guy, Oscar's going to die and Jean's going to get reincarnated or something like that. That's actually a theory I always like to think of, that Osborn can't choose who he's going to reincarnate into.
No, he can't.
But when he's at the academy, he was prepping potential candidates. So he saw Jean and was like, this is someone I could imagine being reincarnated into. Because we don't know if he has to be reincarnated into a child. He could be reincarnated into anyone.
Well, we saw back originally that he was reincarnated into a young man, probably someone around their Team RWBY's age, maybe
so it's possible that he was prepping Jean just in case he was a possible candidate.
Yeah. Maybe.
I always like that idea. But you have characters like Jean and Emerald who you think might have bigger roles going forward. There are a lot of theories about Emerald asking the last question of the relic because she's connected to Aladdin.
Yeah.
There are people. Yeah. So it's one of those things where you see these characters like these might have bigger roles in the future. So are we going to push them aside until then, or are we going to keep establishing them until they hit those moments? So with characters like Jean, now there's off screen for a while, and Emerald hasn't been super on screen until this volume, or just in general.
Screen time, yeah.
So it's one of those things where you kind of like question how big a role they're going to have if they're not getting development until they hit that point. So it's always interesting if people think like, oh, Emerald's going to get the relic, and I'm like, I don't know if she's been established enough to kind of have that much of a role.
No.
But I'm not saying that she couldn't. But it's one of those things where are they going to push them aside until they need them for that role?
Yeah.
Or are they going to develop them so that when they get that role, it feels natural? So it depends how they choose to go, and obviously screen time and stuff.
So with this scene with Salem, of course, so Haven is given Hazel's given a report about Haven, and Salem, of course, is asking who's responsible for your defeat.
I just love how Tyrion was like laughing at the end there, and
Yeah.
then next scene he's just scared on his chair.
Yeah,
Just
well,
this
he
guy-
knows
he's just,
Salem's
like-
gonna be unhappy.
He's like laughing
Yeah.
in their face, but then when he gets front, he's like it's like he's laughing. It's like he's walking into the room laughing. It's like
Yeah, well, like,
And just-
before he was
just
laughing,
goes-
he
just
had
goes
that
and sits on his-
line.
Sits on his chair.
Yeah, he had that line.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
Fulfilled our queen.
Queen, and that is a real tragedy. Or
That
true
is
tragedy.
the real tragedy.
Yeah, yeah. Then he
Oh, I
laughs
love
up
it.
crazy.
I do really like it.
At first, I didn't like Tyrion, but I really love Tyrion now because he's so just
Yeah.
different.
Like I
and,
really
yeah.
like Tyrion. This wasn't my favorite showing of him, but I still really like that he's back in the fold.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. And there are some lines that, like, you know, from all the villains here that like really kind of just really work out well. But yeah, Salem. And I found it really funny. And this was the RWBY Rewind preview last week, and I told you that Salem gets something really funny. And I just like how she's like he says, like, you know, the Faunus militia cut off our forces, and she's just like, stop. Let me rephrase the question.
Yes,
I
like that line too.
It's such a subtle, not funny thing to say, but it just sounds so funny to me. It's just like,
I really like that line too. I was like,
rephrase the question. I loved it. And she knows the answer, but she wants to test, you know, what are they going to say?
Yeah.
Are they going to try protect each other? Or are they going to be truthful? And
Hazel failed.
And Hazel, you know, again, being the protective dad that he is, it's just like, you know, I take full responsibility for the defeat. And really, he did. Like, yeah, Hazel's one of them.
It's not like he was lying. He was just saying, I'm going to take full responsibility. And,
but that wouldn't be fair now, would it? I love that Tyrion just gets wasted.
Yeah, the tail goes by and Tyrion's like on his side.
Just on his side. And again, it was done in a way where it's just like, it's like, are we going to animate him falling over? No, that's just how powerful Salem is. Just her pushing the table that quickly just forces him onto the ground without even seeing an animation.
Well, you kind of see the table flip and then he's on his side, so
like
you just
one frame in the air, one frame down.
Yeah.
It's like that quickly. That's how powerful Salem just threw that table.
And watch just steps back from the table.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm getting up. Again, I know people, like original Salem, cool. Soft goth Galen, hot. That's fine. Salem's strut after knocking that table over was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Right? Am I wrong? And I like
that
too.
Wouldn't be fair, would it, Stratton?
Now that wouldn't be fair, now would it? And I like that they didn't use the scene from the trailer again.
Yeah.
Because we were. Was this before or after the stream? I forgot if we mentioned this before or after.
We mentioned before the stream because I
it
was
was before the
talking
stream.
about the thumbnail for
some
the
of the
episode.
Yeah, the thumbnail they didn't use that, and the thumbnail for this episode wasn't used in the episode; it was on the trailer.
Because a lot of you who watch my reactions would know I use the image from the episode thumbnail in my thumbnails for my reactions, and I spent ages trying to find the damn thing in the episode, and it was in the trailer. So yes,
I like that. That wasn't used in this episode. Tyrion and Emerald's scene, I think in the trailer, was in the Grand Hall, but obviously in the episode it was outside, so to hide the fact of that outside scene, awesome. And also the scene where there's a zoom in on Salem's face with a hand out, which was assumingly this scene, which I thought looked kind of dumb in the trailer. Don't know, I just didn't like it. Wasn't used here, and they said it was her doing the exact same thing, but it was just shot and framed differently.
Yeah.
It looked
a lot of what we saw in the trailers sort of framed differently.
It's very slightly framed or a different background. I really like how they've done that. Which means they're on top of production wise. They have the time and resources to go do that.
Yeah.
Where episode 5, the trailer for Volume 5 was just only the first 2 episodes and a voice line from episode 5, and it was all scene for scene. So, which is in a way a good trailer, but also concerning because what they have to show. Here they showed stuff from up to episode 4, and I think they used all the lines we heard from the trailer we've heard in the shows.
I think they have. There's only one or two shots in the trailer that we haven't seen yet.
I say that. I'm pretty sure the only line that was in the trailer was Salem's speech here.
Yeah, I think it was.
There was any other voice lines. So.
Yeah, I had to rewatch the trailer again.
And Oscar yelling no, which you saw in episode 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are only 2 voice
lines.
lines.
There's only one shot we haven't seen, I think. I had to rewatch the trailer again. Because in the trailer, you see a scene with someone floating up in the air and the people bowing down.
Oh,
we
that's
haven't
true,
seen that yet.
Yeah, we didn't see that in episode 3.
No. So.
I wonder that might be a scene they simply deleted because we knew that episode was a lot longer at one point. So that might have been.
It may have been, but
Mr.
Floaty, yeah, Mr. Floaty.
I think that definitely. I don't know, but I still don't think that was
It looked like more current time than past, because it was sort of, I don't know, because it's very...
Because I think everyone thought it was going to be what's all that reincarnation that we saw in the intro. But I still don't know if... I don't know. I'll have to go back and check that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was.
I had to rewatch the trailer, though.
Cut out scene, then it was just the god. It was the god Ozpin then.
Yeah, because I was looking through the trailer just to get that scene with Salem. I didn't have the audio one, and I saw it like, oh, we haven't seen that yet.
I'm still not convinced that the first reincarnated and the god Ozpin were the same person.
They were. They look the same. It's just there's a little bit of time has passed.
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I really do. I just have to go back and actually look at every detail and, like, the eye colour's the same.
I feel like the eyes are slightly changing because he started up brown and they're slightly going green right near the end. But besides that...
You might be right. I'm not... Again, I've said this twice now. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I just need to go... I need to get myself go back and check at some point.
But yes, so Salem being all, strutting forward and whatnot with full Hazel...
And we see something that we saw in the intro.
Yeah.
It was the Grim Arms.
Yes.
So this also brings into question what Salem's power base is now.
Yeah.
Because we knew that she can use magic, equivalent to assumingly a 4 maidens worth of magic.
Yeah.
And is immortal.
Yeah. And she has a control over the Grim, which I believe is from her dip in the Grim pool.
That's what I'm curious to question is that.
Yeah.
Because obviously Salem, in theory, is the only being in history ever that is capable of surviving the pools of Grim. And just down to immortality.
Yeah.
Anyone else would die.
Yeah. It wasn't able to destroy her because of that gift of immortality.
So she, I guess, was corrupted. I guess she was. I guess it wasn't a question. She was corrupted, and that also corrupted her magic to the point where she can control the Grim.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see exactly because I don't know because I'm a bit flustered right now. I'm just really curious as to get like
break his legs.
Thanks,
Fishin.
Because the you gotta help me here because I'm stumbling all around here because she was corrupted by the Grim that allowed her to get
I think it's partly that. It's either, in my opinion, it's either to do with the Grim pool, or she has the ring on her hand, and maybe something to do with the ring that helps her control with the Grim. Because she used that with the Seer Grim. And I'm not sure, I didn't notice with the hand that she held forward if that was the one with the ring on it. And also when, and just near the end of all of that where she got the arms to come out again before Hazel said about Ozpin, she moved her hand.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's to do with the ring, which has helped her channeling the
we also know that, obviously this might relate to the glove and the Grim Beetle. Mm-hmm. That Cinder used. I'm just wondering if it's a matter of her magic combining with the essence. I guess I'm going to call it the essence of destruction. I guess is the, and again that's what Grim are. Yeah. So if you control destruction, you control the Grim. Which I'm wondering if that also is what the relic of destruction can also do.
Maybe.
If that can also obviously just be a very powerful thing that can destroy things, but also has a dominion over the Grim. Because Grim are just physical representations of destruction. Yeah. And that's why... So, yeah, my point was, I wonder if Salem, because she has the essence of destruction, or if it's essence of destruction mixed with her magic. I don't know which one it is. And I'm also wondering if that ties into Salem and Ozpin not having semblances, because they have magic instead.
Yeah, that's true. They may not have a semblance because they have magic, yeah.
I would also question that maybe Oscar doesn't have a semblance, because of the Ozpin kind of implied that he did in episode 4.
I think he probably does, because he would have been, before Ozpin reincarnated in him, he was just a normal remnant human, so he would have a semblance, he just hasn't unlocked it yet. Yeah.
That's true.
So I say he definitely does have one.
Yeah, but back onto it, we see like the Grim Arms, they're grabbing Hazel, and obviously those are Grim Arms. We've seen
there's one on his face, sort of half suffocating him.
We saw those twice in the intro. I think symbolically, definitely with Crow.
I think it's definitely symbolic with Crow, and I think also with RWBY in a way, fighting the darkness that is in
I agree, but I love that scene so much. Just how the motion was grabbing her. It's just one of the most satisfying scenes of RWBY because it just looked like Lou was legit grabbing her. And it's like, obviously with animation, when you grab something, it's obviously it's like a ghost. like the animation model doesn't know anything more. Like hand would just go through something.
Yeah.
Like clipping. It can't physically stop at something.
Yeah.
Because there's no. So the fact that like we see something so satisfying, grab someone, like move them around, and just move. It was just so. So I almost hope that was. And we've possibly seen something to do with that. In this episode, possibly we saw a similar structure that might have been in the show.
It could be, or it could again just be coincidence.
Of course. And then Salem, just goes up to Cinder, it's like, I'm going to ask the person who actually, out of anyone, won't give me the correct answer. Hazel should have, didn't.
Yeah.
Mercury might, not going to bother. Emerald won't, so that's who I'm going to ask.
Yeah, and I think also because she would have known about Emerald's love for Cinder and her protectiveness of Cinder as well. So,
yeah, and again, and she wanted to test, Emerald's loyalty to her, or to Cinder.
Yeah.
Again, loyalty and fear might be two different things, but
definitely Emerald has a fear of Salem, absolutely.
You saw how she interpreted Salem in the end of Volume 5. That was her interpretation of Salem.
Absolutely, and no matter what she said to RWBY, where she doesn't care about Salem, she is scared of Salem.
And again, like Cinder is Emerald is way in over her head. Mercury, I think, is more suited for this kind of thing. He's just young.
Yeah.
He's too young for this kind of thing at this point.
Yeah.
And granted, so are our heroes in terms of they're too young for what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so be it.
And then how Salem, placed her hand on Emerald's shoulder. That was really creepy.
And this was, I didn't find it that creepy, but also, I also didn't find the, Kostek putting his hand on Ilya that creepy.
No,
I just don't find. I just think these days people are very sensitive to kind of touching.
Bad touch.
So people find that a lot creepier than I think.
Sorry.
So I didn't find it that kind of creepy.
And just the way the music and it's sort of like
it was eerie. I think it was eerie,
and it was just like, oh, don't touch Emerald. It's like no.
Yeah. Bad touch.
Yeah. And how she said about
it's like you have to. I don't remember what the line.
I can't remember the exact line, but it was basically that Cinder needs to redeem herself, and before she can return, and that's when, of course, Emerald and Mercury sort of reacted like she's alive, and was like, "How do you know that?" And
I love that so much.
You question our queen.
Like impossible. How could you know that? It's like, are you questioning our divine savior?
A divine savior, yeah.
It's like I love Salem's look. It's like he's just like, like you questioning. Are you actually questioning?
You're really questioning me.
And I do like how Watts and Salem seem the most uneven. Like I've said it before, like how they're like a business partnership.
Yep.
Where it's like you help me, I help you, and it's not so much Watts working under her, or like obviously he is and he does fear up, but not to the degree everyone else does.
Yeah.
Tyrion is just like lapdog, literal, like underling. Hazel was just more like the hired muscle.
Yeah.
Like, Hazel isn't in it for Salem. Hazel isn't in it for that. He's in it
for revenge on Ozpin. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
which fits with Salem's goal too. So
and much like Raven said, Emerald and Mercury are just two children tricked into following you.
Yeah.
They've been tricked into the situation that they're not really ready for, but Sam's going to use them because why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
They know enough at this point, and obviously we know that Emerald. Well, I say that because I mentioned last week that Yang is potentially the best huntsman Ozpin could have, because he's assumingly the daughter of the best huntsman in Remnant. As Raven, I've always interpreted, and Ty. So potentially, and also Yang's semblance as well, makes her potentially the best fighter in Remnant, or has the potential to be the best fighter in Remnant.
Yeah.
And whereas, to a degrray, so does Mercury, being the son of an assassin and being a very skilled fighter, just being young. So it's one of those things where I think in RWBY, I think it's one of those things we have to kind of realize that age isn't a huge thing in this show.
Yeah.
Where, someone being young doesn't necessarily, in most cases, someone who's younger is worse at something than someone who's older, that in that same profession or in the same line. In RWBY, I think it's been established at this point that that's not the case at all. and that just because someone is younger doesn't mean they're not nearly as good as someone else.
And they can see a different point of view than a lot of sort of older people can see as well. So I think, and they're more easily to be trained and to learn.
Or I was gonna say manipulated or impressioned.
Or even that as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and obviously the idea that I've always said that Ozpin, to a degree, I don't know. Again, at this point, this seems very far fetched for this still to be a plot point. But the idea that the reason why, because we still don't know why Salem is doing this now. Why Salem is acting upon this now. And I still think it has to do with the fact that Ozpin built schools, one, to hide the relics away from her, and two, to literally build an army of children.
I think she's been working on it since the Great War, most likely. She's been planning away what she's going to do.
But that's still a long time before the Great War for her not to have done anything.
That's true.
There's still a long time there. So my
Unless
point
she
is
was
that,
trying to do something.
And you say that the Great War was when the schools were built. So that's still the same point. That because Salem realizes that I'm immortal. Anything you do to me is pointless. Yeah. So the fact that, and actually her being immortal actually adds to that now. The fact that she thinks what Ozpin is doing is disgusting because he's literally having a child army against someone that cannot be killed. And Salem, although is the person killing them, finds that act disgusting. Yeah. And that is why
putting others, sacrificing them for his,
And it's like,
purpose.
It's like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you sending children to die? Like, that's fucked up. Yes, I'm the one killing them, but you don't have to send them at me. Yeah. That's always been my interpretation of some of Salem's intentions and like why she does what she does when she does it.
So she mentioned in this scene shortly after that that they must press on, and she also talked like with everyone's their goals, but what drives them.
Like we can't forget what drives us. Some people are driven by love,
justice, and reverence.
Justice.
I thought maybe originally Hazel's was love for his sister, but it's more revenge.
I think in his mind, in his mind, it's justice.
And I think Watts is definitely justice. I don't see that being love. While with Tyrion, it's definitely reverence.
Yeah, or even Emerald's reverence as well. Reverence, but towards Cinder.
Yeah, or Emerald's love for Cinder is what really drives it as well. Yeah.
Which is why I think it's such a good point that leaves Mercury, because we don't, and that's why I'm really interested, because we still don't know. And again, that's apparently what we're going to get reference to this volume. Like, why Mercury does what he does.
Exactly.
And the question into that. But then, Cinder says that, I say, I'm terrible with my names today. Salem again, and she's like, we lost the relic, we lost Cinder, we've had our first loss.
Yep.
It's alright.
Let's press on.
I've been patient for a long time. I can be patient for a bit longer. Let's just...
And then she started to talk about the sword evacuate, so of course the relic of destruction.
Yeah,
then Hazel interrupted
her. Which is also a nice, odd, that we might get a split story of some of the villains going to...
Well, I think they might now try and intercept the guys going to Atlas now, after what Hazel said. Because then Hazel interrupted to say...
I'm just saying, there's a nice story potential there for catching up with Sun and Coffee, possibly.
Yeah, maybe.
Even just for an episode. Yeah. Because again, if our heroes... But again, I would love to, follow Coffee and Sun doing the exact same thing Team RWBY are.
Yeah.
Doing the relic stuff just at Vacuo. Obviously, that would have similar problems to that Volume 4 had, but that'd be cool. Just to have, just to be it's not just Team RWBY that can do this.
Yeah.
Yes, they were the chosen team. Well, they weren't even the chosen team. They just wrapped themselves into it, really.
Yeah.
Sure, Osmond put them together for a reason, but, they all came together seemingly of their own designs.
Yeah.
Whether that was manipulated or not, but it just seems that which is, I think, an interesting point to remember, that they weren't chosen by Oz directly to do all this.
No, they sort of...
RWBY and Juniper just wanted to hunt down Cinder.
Yeah.
Or track down Cinder, I should say, not hunt down. Track down them. Yang was just going after RWBY, Weiss was just going to Winter, and Blake was just going to save Haven from Adam.
Yeah,
they all just came together for this kind of thing.
All being wrapped into it,
But, Hazel interrupts, threatened again with the Grim Arms, and I forgot this until now. This was the first confirmation Salem got that Oz actually was alive. And was already reincarnated so quickly.
Yes.
And was already established himself. And I love the lines here of, Tyrion's already,
or even before that.
So soon.
Yeah, Tyrion also said that he could go after, the RWBY and the gang.
Yeah, so possibly get another fight.
But then it got interrupted, of course, when Hazel said, and Osmond has
They're being led.
They're being led
by Osmond. And this is cool. I like, again, we got Salem's established power last episode, and now we got her kind of being emotional, kind of saying, like, why, like, what this means to her, what this drives her to do. And I like that. But I like Tyrion saying so soon, which also, like, they all know it. They all. So Salem, unlike Osmond, has actually told everyone everything, seemingly.
Well, I don't know about
maybe not the gods and the relics.
The gods and the relics, I don't think.
Or what the relics do, but seemingly everything else.
But at least about Osmond, because they would have had to.
That's necessary. I'm not saying they know all the backstory.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying everything that's necessary.
Yes.
And granted, a lot of the stuff Oz kept wasn't necessary, to be fair. But things like she can't be killed and stuff like that I think was definitely stuff worth. But yeah, I love Tyrion, like, so soon, so they realize it, like, Osmond is already reincarnated, so he clearly takes normally a lot longer to either reincarnate or to at least reestablish himself.
Yes.
And then I like the line of Watt saying, you know, he's the only one to get through the Ironwood. If that happens, you got cut off. But I like that because, again, further establishment that Watts
is the only one who could talk to Ironwood. Yeah.
So clearly that Watts was probably one of... Honestly, Watts might have been, like, Ironwood's successor. Ironwood might have been Watts' like successor, maybe.
Well, they called him a disgraced Atlas scientist, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he's clearly... So Watts was clear... And again, Watts is clearly from Atlas at this point. He clearly was a big honcho in Atlas. Who got driven out. Yeah. I don't know, maybe he has something to do with the... manipulating the relic of creation that we've discussed about a possible few times. Because if anyone would actually just get the relic out of its vault and use it, it would be Atlas, not realize what it necessarily can do, because that's science for you. He might get kicked out for that reason. He might have been Ironwood might have been successor. What if Watts was the headmaster of the academy? Because you know Ironwood is a newer headmaster.
Maybe.
What if Watts is the headmaster?
And he's a scientist, but he could have been. But then again, Raven didn't refer to him as a disgraced headmaster. He called him a disgraced scientist.
True, but also, you know, Ironwood is also a general, but also the headmaster.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, it seemed like that he obviously had a huge, significant role in Atlas, seemingly, before he was kicked out for reasons, and then he ended up.
Yeah.
Whether or not he tracked down Salem, because again, if he was Osmond's lieutenant, then he would know about Salem, therefore he tracked her down to make a deal.
Yeah.
Or Salem found him.
Maybe. Which
to me, knowing Watts, I feel like maybe Watts would have tracked her down, but how would he know that, other than unless he was something to do with Osmond, so... I don't know. This isn't even throughout the week. This is just right now. I'm thinking of this, so we'll see how this goes. But I like that, you know, establishing that he knows Ironwood, and he knows that Ironwood, the only person Ironwood will listen to, in terms of locking away the relics or keeping the relics or keeping Atlas safe, would be Osmond. Which I like that because I love Ironwood, and I love getting more about Ironwood, even though he's not on screen. Yeah. I love that, and then we then we finally get the Salem reaction.
So with the Sunny reaction, I really like the cracking of the glass and how Mercury noticed at first the cracking of the glass, and everyone's sort of reactions, and Tyrion was hesitated, and then and she's like, leave, and it echoed, and
and Tyrion's like, cool. And Tyrion like again trying to calm her down, like Tyrion's trying to be like my lady, like, you know, and I like that because again I like Tyrion being more than just like a puppet, or like he actually seems to care about her and Salem. Kind of thing like that, and then they'll leave and run away and stuff, and
how the door closed with Emerald looking as well is really,
which is
really
funny because I once theorized a scene back in Volume 5 that would get a scene very similar to that, except it would close. What would happen is that it would close on Tyrion and Salem's confrontation, which we never saw. So it's cool. Like, it's like when I saw that, I was like, I feel like I wanted to see that scene last volume, just in different contexts. But no, I really like that because I don't know if that's necessarily a reference to that, but I like that it's
and a lot of people seem confused as to why she was so angry, and I think my thought was so she was first angry at the gods for making her immortal for beginning, and then she was angry at the gods for destroying everyone, and then the gods were gone. She had no one. She didn't have the gods to blame, and then when Ozma betrayed her anger was then channeled to him. And he's been her adversary the whole time since then. And that's now her anger is focused solely on him now. She's blaming him for everything.
and Ozpin is the only one that can stand in her way
Yeah.
of what she wants to do in a lot of
Exactly.
different reasons.
Yeah.
Ozpin got her children killed.
Yeah.
I'm sure, at least in Salem's mind.
Yes.
Or at least turned her children against her in
Yeah.
her mind.
Absolutely. She'll blame him
they
for
weren't-
everything.
She did everything she did for him,
Yes.
only for him to reject her.
Them. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the more I'm discussing it, the more I can't believe anyone actually just thinks
Yeah,
that.
and everyone's like, why is she angry at Ozpin? It's like, because of everything. She blames him for everything now. Well,
I know,
before it was the gods, and now
I
it's...
didn't see any complaints about that.
I saw some
about her
people
getting angry.
querying it, and I was like, well, that's why,
Wow.
because she's she needs someone to channel her anger to, and because she
not
also
even
got
that.
the thirst of
There's
destruction
enough-
in her too. So that's why, yeah. I feel like,
and also too, Syrian just said there, it's like how she also, again, the God of Light, in her mind, the God of Light probably drove them apart.
Yeah,
Because
that's
he was,
it.
because he stopped, because he went against her because of what he was told by the God of Light to do.
yeah, absolutely, and he keeps coming back because of what the God of Light did to him with his reincarnation. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and just the idea that, also, like, Salem at this point just probably wants to be rid of Ozpin.
Yeah.
But even then, she can't. No matter
She
how
can't
many
because
times
he keeps
kills
coming
him,
back.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things too, where like she was happy to hear that Cinder killed him, but obviously she knew that he was going to come back.
But she didn't think so soon, maybe.
So soon.
Yeah, and
because
he's
again,
already involving himself now.
Like this might not be that. This might not be Avatar's Airbender, where if the Avatar dies in that, like the next child born in the particular nation becomes the Avatar.
Yeah.
Whereas Ozpin might be like dormant for a couple of years before the right person comes along.
That's right. It has to be someone of a like-minded soul, so it could be a while until.
Again, we don't know when the talk between the God of Light and Ozma was, but that could have been 1,000 years before he actually reincarnated, because humans have to re-evolve as well.
Well,
so
he also, the God of Light has said
no.
that humanity's gone. Humanity no longer exists on your world.
Yeah, they will return.
And they will return to walk the earth again.
It could have been 1,000 years, like a million years
Yeah.
before humans re-evolved for them to then get reincarnated.
And it wasn't just as the first coming back to Remnant either. They already had settlements and societies and everything
so
too.
Ozpin might normally take years between reincarnations.
It could be.
That does add more questions to the whole, mustache man with the relics breaking a veil, assumingly someone else than the Ozpin we know in Volumes 1. So, again, it's we don't really know.
We don't know the gaps of time between all of those, and how,
And again, we don't know. He could reincarnate into adults, and then die, and then reincarnate pretty quickly. Like, he might not have to live out full lives with these people that he's reincarnated into. He might have quick incessions into it. Like, he might have bounded with Ozpin only a few years before he became headmaster.
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
He might not necessarily have been him as a child.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see Salem finally kind of, again, compose herself.
Mm-hmm.
But then...
and all the glass flying everywhere.
Yeah, that's really good animation.
It was so good. I was like,
on RWBY, I was on RWBY actually. They mentioned in Volume 5 the glass shattering when Sun came through the window.
Yeah.
In episode 9.
Yeah.
That was like a big thing for them to have the glass shattering. So it's cool they've, I guess, repurposed that technology into this scene and had it done on a much bigger scale really well.
Yeah.
That's also something we haven't mentioned. Like, have you been watching like RWBY? I know you watch RWBY one sometimes.
Yeah, I have watched the RWBYs. Yeah, I did end up watching them on my lunch break the other day. They're easy to watch because they're smaller lengths. Yes, I did watch them. They were really good.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what was the most previous one. I remember I tweeted at Melanie because she's in the thumbnail and she. That tweet actually got quite a lot of attention.
I watched the ones that were on YouTube because I couldn't get it to work on the Rooster Teeth app on my phone at the time.
Okay, yeah. So they're the God ones.
I'm going to skip my history.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. This scene, the RWBY one that came out like 2 days ago on the Rooster Teeth website was about like that scene of the
Art of the Gods F3. So yeah, that was all about the gods and how they made the God of Lightness and Darkness.
There's been a more recent one, Touch of Evil, which is on the Rooster Teeth website.
Okay, yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's just talking about again. I think that was talking about like the glass shattering.
The glass shattering, yeah.
And how fun it is. Like Melanie loves. It was all about like eyes too, because this volume 2 eye like size has been like changing a lot. That's a new thing they're doing this volume. Like you see it really well in episode 3 of Salem. Like her reactions, like how bigger eyes, not just her pupils, but how her whole eyes get bigger and smaller.
Yeah.
Depending on her reaction, which is like a nice touches. and stuff, and how she loves animating Salem and just like Cinder's and Emerald's eyes to reacting to Cinder being alive and that kind of stuff. Get the freak out. Then we get I'm really losing my ability to speak.
So we had RWBY, Crow, Oscar, Maria. We had to come up with a name for them. RWBY and the gang. Walked through the snow. Now, one thing I did want to mention, I think it was in this part when we cut to them, was Wasp was holding her bag. Well, in the trailer, she wasn't holding her bag. But besides that was the only difference I could make.
Really?
Because in the trailer, her hand clipped through her skirt, and people were mentioning that, and they were going to fix it. But she's actually, in the episode, she's holding her bag.
She has a bag. Yeah,
she has a white bag in front of her, so she's holding onto her bag as she's walking forward. And you can see the design on her scarf. It's got like a white sort of flower design on her scarf. Yeah, you can see that more clearly in this shot as well because it's front on. And but besides, everyone else seemed to be in the same sort of positions, and it makes sense now with Oscar lagging behind.
Yeah.
And they all got their bags because they were at the back of the train, and so they at least they all got their stuff.
RWBY has a little backpack under a cape already, so she doesn't need to carry much, I imagine. Wife's probably just carrying extra dust.
Yeah, she just had the one case, and
Yang has like probably her sunglasses, her dusters.
She had a bag on the back of the bike, I think.
Yeah, but I'm saying she probably carries like her dusters on her that she doesn't wear too much on her outfit. Which is one of those things where, honestly, as much as it kind of weirds me out now, it's just like Nora's bow. I bet most of you don't even know what I'm talking about when I say that.
I know the bow.
But Nora had a bow in Volume 1.
On the back of her.
But they took it out in Volume 2, and it's just one of those things that I think a lot of people don't even realise that.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things too where, again, it's unnecessary to animate.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
The coattails looked really great before. Now they're probably not needed so much. So, but I do miss them a bit.
It goes from scene to scene. Some scenes I like them, some scenes I don't. Yeah. When she's walking out of the Just Right, it looks amazing. I love her. And I love that
shot as she hops on the bike. It's so cool.
There are some other scenes where it just doesn't work too well. And again, like, it's just unnecessary animation, really.
Yeah.
They can't do the same for Blake's coattails, obviously, so they just have to like just deal with it and just take it away. And I think it's fine.
So coming along and Blake.
Yeah, that's right.
Blake mentions about, I just want to get this dumb relic to Atlas, and Wes like, we don't have to walk there.
So I was like, Blake, we've just started. Shut up. Like, seriously, we're not even close. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that line too much. It was just like,
I can't understand her frustrations.
I 100% get it. But again, it's one of those things where, out of all the characters, Blake is the one that's most disconnected, and it's like that line doesn't help that.
Well, I just think like it was originally a bit because they couldn't lock the relic up, which is why they were taking it to Argus and eventually to Atlas, and now they're stuck with this relic, and it's just like, I just want to get it to Atlas and be done with it. Sort of thing. I think she's thinking it's more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, no, like I get that we were talking about before. This is more about establishing what their goal is right now, and then how they just want to get it over with.
Yeah,
I get that purpose. I like it. Now you've mentioned that, but just in context of the scene, it's just like, Blake, we're not even close. Like, don't be a child. But when you say, like, in the context of what their purpose is, then it makes more sense.
I think they're just really frazzled at the moment, too, so they're saying things which might seem a little bit weird, but it's just how they're reacting to what they've just found out. They're still processing all that information. This
was also the first meta joke I didn't like too much. It was like, Weiss don't have to walk all the way there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know if Weiss saying that line kind of had the same kind of impact.
To me, it made sense. And
then again, like, I'm glad you like it. Like, I'm not saying it. I'm happy you like it.
And Yang saying, I thought Trails led somewhere.
That line I love.
And Maria's like,
do you have anything better to do than to harass a defenseless old lady?
I love Maria so much.
RWBY's like, everyone shut the fuck up.
It's like, so you hear something.
You're being annoying. Just shut up. I can hear something. It's more important than what you're saying.
And it sounded like something metal swinging in the wind. And
I thought it was gonna be like a swing set. That's
I thought it was like it was either that or like a sign or something. But it was a gate.
Yeah.
And so we got this creepy farmhouse, Brunswick Farms. It looks abandoned. It looks super like a trap.
Yeah.
And it's very creepy, and I've got the feeling that we're going to get something bad happen in this place, whether it's a grim attack or something else, or just the description for the next episode too was very interesting, which I think I may have been referring to this place.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. We're almost done here, of course.
Yeah.
And then we had, and like it was just like I don't know who said it. Who was the first one to speak at this thing? Was it Blake or Weiss? Who
I
said
think it
something
was
about,
Wise. It looks abandoned. I think it was Wise.
And yeah, RWBY was like, oh, it's better than out here.
Yeah.
And then Crow's like, come on in. And this is where like I liked, where like there wasn't like Oscar walked past and there wasn't anything. I liked that. There wasn't a look. There wasn't a groan. There was just like again, like Crow was like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry, kid. I didn't mean it. Like, I don't know. Like I interpret this as like Crow already kind of just being like.
He might have said something already to him. I don't know, but yeah, I think Crow sort of.
I was like there wasn't a look or anything.
Yeah.
It just like he didn't still harbor a lot at that moment.
No.
And even Oscar, you know, it's like just a walk by. It was a very simple walk by.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, of course, we're not talking about the RWBY Rewind preview. Like at least in its entirety. I'm sure we'll mention a few things here in a second, but just.
Yeah, I will say that people have been uploading it to YouTube, which is just not on. But anyway, I saw it come up in my recommended, and I saw a screenshot of a scene, which looks very similar to what we're seeing on the thumbnail for the episode, and also the GIF that's been posted on Rooster Teeth's Twitter page. So it looks like we're going to be following up next episode with them staying at this farm, basically, and probably have a bit of a chat and whatnot amongst themselves.
That's actually an interesting point. I guess I never really thought of it like that. In terms of like the RWBY Rewind being uploaded.
Yeah. Because it was just the preview they were uploading only. Like Rooster Teeth have been uploading the RWBY Rewinds to their YouTube channel, which is great. I'm not sure if they got the preview at the end. I assume they do. But their people were just uploading the preview only. Yeah. So, which was really annoying. It's just like, you don't do that. It's just... Yeah,
well, it's one of those things where I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't watch the live. I don't watch the live stream. I don't watch the live stream versions of it because it live streams at like 7 in the morning or something.
Yeah,
like that. Which
I always watch them after the fact.
I could get up. I often watch them the next day. But obviously, in that time period, someone's watched it live, recorded it, and uploaded it. And I don't find it as bad. At least I didn't until maybe just now. Like I never questioned that because like. Yeah, like, you know, it's out there, but I guess it is a first exclusive thing.
It's a first exclusive thing, and also, like, you don't upload the episodes in full, so why would you upload the preview in full? Like, you just don't, it's against Rooster Teeth's guidelines as well.
I guess you're right.
So,
yeah. You're not wrong. I guess I just never really thought about it that way. I guess I just kind of like went along with it.
Rooster Teeth allowed people to use their footage in, like, a fan project. Yeah. Uploading the preview in full is not a fan project. If you added some music or a reaction or done something else with it, or made it into like a crack video or something, like Hammer Time does, for example, she uploads them and does it like lots of little funny little snippets and into a crack video. That's a fan project video. Uploading it in full is not, and is against Rooster Teeth's guidelines.
Yeah,
but because it's so short, it's probably not getting picked up by the YouTube Content ID bot, so it doesn't get blocked.
Yeah. Well, even in general, the Rooster stuff might not get. Well, I guess it still does get counted. I guess. Yeah. Never mind.
But yeah, anyway, that's just my opinion on it.
I guess. No. And you're actually right. You actually are very much right. I guess I always thought of it as in, I'm going to watch this tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
Let's just watch it now. And also, as an artist, I want as much content as I can to work off.
Yeah. Which is fair enough.
But I guess in the context of someone who isn't a first member, someone who isn't going to watch the episode the next day it comes out. I do actually agree with you, although I just hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah, and not everyone watches the previews either. Not just reactors, but there are people who don't want to watch previews or even trailers. They just want to watch when it comes out.
That's true.
Like Chris is someone who's very against trailers. He hates watching trailers. Yeah. So, he would much rather watch the movie or the show without seeing anything of it.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Anywho.
But, and the location we're at was called the Brunswick Farm.
Yes.
And we've basically discussed the episode for now, guys. So if you guys want to question anything, we'll be discussing.
Any questions? Pop
next
in the
episode.
Chat.
We'll probably get into the quality over quantity discussion in a little bit. If we have time for it, we are running surprisingly long.
We are a little bit running a little over, but that's okay.
And we might get into, maybe we'll talk about Combat Ready, because we both received our copies, so we might get into that in a bit. Here. But I don't know if we will, because I haven't opened mine yet for one. It's just there.
Well, since we just mentioned it, I will show it. Ta-da! So I've got it here. So I unboxed it on my stream last night, if you wanted to check out the VOD on my Twitch channel. Yes, and I might do a video about it at some point. Yay! We'll just see. I haven't had a chance to, properly read over the instructions and everything, but I had a look over all the little different pieces and some of the cards last night. And you get quite a few expansion packs in it if you did the Kickstarter and opted for those. So I've got like the villain miniatures as well. They're in this box.
I think so. I have
the extra cards.
2 of these boxes, whatever that means. So I have 2 of these. I have.
Why do you have 2 of the board game?
Do I have 2 of the board game? Or is it just not 2? Do I for some reason have 2 sets of the board game?
Yes, you do.
Do I actually?
Yes.
Right.
That's funny because they came in separate boxes. Like this is one of the boxes, and I got
that's strange.
3 of these boxes.
Maybe I paid to the point where
you got 2?
I paid because I think there was a tier where you could.
I think there was a tier you buy 2.
I definitely didn't. Oh, I thought it came in 2 boxes.
Did you get the little extra packs?
I got 4 card expansions, I think.
Yeah.
And the villain set. That's what I got.
Yeah, so I got 3 little boxes which had the villain sets in them and the villain miniatures. Yeah.
So I got the M expansion pack.
Yep.
OC pack.
Yep.
I don't know what that is actually.
And the KS pack. Yeah.
I got the KS pack.
Yep.
I have a second KS pack.
Oh, you got 2 of those.
Apparently.
That's weird. Yeah, well, Chozo was saying he got 2 little Blake miniatures in his, which was.
And then
strange.
I got the villains miniature.
The villain miniatures. So yeah, I think he got 2 of the KS pack. So that's the Kickstarter pack. I think that was the one that had I can't even remember now. Was that had that in that? Yeah, it did.
That's really interesting.
So that was yeah. So I won't say what was in it, but yeah.
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if this because I remember this is something I believe I did pay for this twice because. When I Kickstarted initially, I paid the money for the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when I Kickstarted, I sent the money to them that time because there was an option to do that. And then I kept getting emails telling me, not me particularly, just everyone, that charges were going to be sent out soon. And I'm like,
okay,
I already paid for it. That's interesting. And I don't remember, but I do believe at some point
they charged you again.
They charged me for it again. It was only like an extra. I don't even remember how much I paid for this, to be honest. I
can't remember now either.
It was one of those things actually where I was like, man, I have like no money for Christmas this year. All my money is in my savings. I don't have any disposable income.
Yeah.
And I was then met with, then shouldn't have buy shit like that board game then. I'm like, it was
last year, so.
Well, one, I didn't remember that at the time, and I said, well, if I didn't, then this wouldn't have got made. Because that was the point of it. You had to pay for it in order for it to get made in the first place. But then I remembered later, well, yeah, I did pay for it July last year. Possibly twice. So maybe I did. Maybe they messed up and charged me twice, but they made up for it by sending me. I mean, I have a friend who will fucking appreciate the hell out of this, so...
Yeah, well, that's it. You could always keep it as a gift for a friend. The Kickstarter pack, you can give that with them with the board game, so...
Mm-hmm. I just realised I don't have to buy a Christmas gift now.
Yay! So, yes. So I hope to maybe do a video about this at some point, but yeah. I just love the art design on the cards too. They're so cool.
Yeah, I have the art. Yeah, so I got the. I paid for the tier 1, which was just the game.
Yeah.
I think all those other card packs were just.
They were optional things you could pay afterwards.
Well, no, I don't think those were. Those were just the tier. There was just the tier stuff, I think. Like the OCM and KS, I think, were just like the stretch goals.
Yeah.
I think the extra stuff was the art prints and the minifigures.
Yeah.
I think that's all. Because I didn't get the shirt. I know that.
I got the T-shirt and the art prints. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I bought tier 3, which was the game, prints, and figures.
Yeah.
I think.
I think what I did the T-shirt, art prints, and the game, and then afterwards they gave you the option that you could get the villain miniatures.
Once the stretch goal was met, you could then also add on the villain minifigures.
And that's what I did at the end, and and I think everyone who did got the Kickstarter pack, I believe, which is the one you got 2 of. That makes sense. And then you could pay extra for the villain miniatures and the extra villain cards.
Well, actually, I guess maybe the OC pack, M pack, and KS pack were optional because everything else I assume is actually in the game itself.
I think the Kickstarter pack was everyone who did the Kickstarter. Sure. It's got additional cards in it.
That makes sense. Then the OC and M pack I might have bought separately then as well.
So EM is. Do you want to know who EM? Think about it. Who is EM?
Wasn't there? I know there wasn't. I know Emerald, but Was it Emerald? Okay.
Yeah,
What is
Emerald and
what is that?
Mercury, Emerald and Mercury.
Oh, Emerald and Mercury expansion, right?
And
I
OC
think-
is the new villain deck.
Okay. Oh, Ruby. Ha ha. Very funny. Very funny, Rooster Teeth. Okay, that makes sense. And then,
Yeah,
like,
and the
Kickstarter's
Kickstarter's just got additional cards, plus it does have someone
And
in
then-
it. Yeah.
Okay, and then like the Neo and like all like the Neo expansion, that's all included in the game. So it's a stretch goal, then I assume.
Yeah,
Like
so I
the
believe,
Neo,
I think everyone got the
Adam,
Kickstarter one.
Those were all because those were added to the base game because of the stretch goals.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Adam, Cinder, and Roman cards are all in the board game already, and you got the miniatures for Team RWBY in there as well, and Penny's cards are all in there as well. So they're all in the board game. It's just the extra packs were the Emerald and Mercury cards, the new villain cards, and the Kickstarter expansion pack, which I think you might be able to buy that one separate, maybe. I'm not sure.
You can buy almost everything.
And the
on
villain
Rooster Teeth
miniatures
Buy
too.
all- I think you can buy all the expansions.
Yeah, so the
basically.
villain miniatures too, where it's like the extra thing. So you do get quite a lot. Like, if I've got the cards here, I've got them so it's
I
kind of
can't
separate
believe I
at
have
the
two
moment.
copies of this.
So you got one deck there, which is the Kickstarter one. So you
Yeah.
got the Kickstarter deck, which has got a lot of cards in it.
Jesus.
And then you got the new villain, which is not as many. And then you got the Emerald and Mercury ones, which is about the same thickness. So that's still a lot of cards extra, plus the scenario cards. So you got a few of those as well. So that's a lot of extra cards, plus the villain miniatures. Yeah. But anyway, that's combat ready.
Yeah.
Yee.
Actually, what do you think of the minifigures?
I thought they looked cool. I like them. I thought they maybe could have had a little bit more detail to them, but you know, they're...
Wasn't what I was expecting. I think. That's all.
Yeah. I still like them, so yeah.
And the other characters have figures in the game, don't they?
What's that? Sorry.
Like there are other figures in the box. I
Yes.
assume,
So
of
you got
characters.
Team RWBY and Penny. All their figures are in the box. Yep.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's just the villain figures you have to buy X separately. So you want Roman,
Yeah.
Cinder, and Adam. They're the separate ones. You don't get figurines for Mercury, Emerald, and the new villain.
Okay.
Yep. All the other villain in the Kickstarter pack.
Fair enough.
So yeah. So
Back on topic.
yeah, I guess we could go into predictions. Oh my god, I love these cards so much. Sorry, I'm just flicking through the cards.
Just
It's just the artwork is so amazing. Look at Penny. Sorry. So it looks like the Kickstarter pack has extra cards for basically everyone.
okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, except the new villain Emerald and Mercury. But yeah,
I'll
everyone else,
I'll go back and watch the 20-minute how to play video.
Yeah, I
program,
had to go
you know?
back and watch that too because it was a while ago since I saw that, and I can't really remember. But I didn't really take too much into it because I thought I'll wait till I get the game and I've got everything in front of me and I can figure it all out then. Yeah, so
Fair enough.
yes, oh god, I just love the art on these cards. They're so cool. Anyway,
But,
yes,
Yeah, no, I really like this episode, and it goes to show that, you know, the length of the episode really shouldn't have that much warrant on the episode quality itself, because we got, again, like, I personally just wanted a grounded episode when we got character reactions, and that's basically what we got.
It's what we needed after such a long 30-minute episode. We needed a short one just showing everyone's reactions, and we also got Salem and the villains as well, seeing their reaction after what happened at Haven and everything too. So I thought that was really good, and it's setting the scene for the next
short,
episode.
sweet, and simple episode, but it was everything I think it should have been.
Yeah, and the episode finished very ominously. Like, it was an ominous ding. And it definitely made me feel like this coming episode we're going to either something bad's going to happen or it's going to lead towards something bad happening.
Yeah,
at that house.
there's such an eerie vibe.
It's very eerie
Black
vibe.
Heroes right now, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But like, and like, and I have a few. I've said in the stream before. Like, I had a few Gotcha episodes. Like, some of the dialogue wasn't perfect. Some of the dialogue just wasn't, you know, my personal what I would like. Obviously, what I would have done. But again, that's just a matter of preferences and etc.
Yep.
But I really liked the reactions characters had. I really liked their intentions. I really liked the motivations.
Yeah.
Villains, good guys, etc. And yeah, and it sets off a very eerie vibe coming into the next episode, which is titled. The Coming Storm.
The Coming Storm, which is also again very ominous.
Yes,
so,
and it's 16 minutes. It's a 16-minute episode.
So it's a little bit longer, but yeah, it's similar length.
It's back to a normal, I think, accessible. I hope an accessible length for people.
Yeah. Well, the episodes, they can sort of be anywhere between like 12 to 15 minutes long, sort of. Sometimes I think maybe 12 to 17 minutes is about the average or something. So yeah, but Piston was saying he heard it was 14:09.
Someone might have cut out the intro and outro for that.
Oh, okay, that might have been without the intro. And
That's
outro.
some people. Cause I remember some people saying that this episode was like 11-minute song. It's like, why are people saying it's 11-minute songs? Like, oh, it might be 11 minutes without the
Yeah,
intro and
11
outro.
minutes without the intro and the credits at the end.
Um,
Yeah. So,
we just, sorry, I know
Yeah.
it's just to jump off topic because I just
No.
saw it. I just saw it then. I know we've discussed it. We discussed it last week, but I just want to reiterate.
quality, quality.
Huh?
The quality over quantity thing.
Oh, no. I just want to say, yeah, completely off topic, just because I just saw something stroll by. We don't think that the children were the maidens, correct? Or
No,
the original maidens?
no,
We
I
think
definitely do not.
they were the inspiration for Oz
They
to
may have been the
create the
inspiration.
maidens.
Maybe when he saw the maidens, they reminded him of his 4 girls.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I think. I don't think the maidens had anything to do
I
directly
do not
with...
think. I don't think all of them survived.
I think they were the inspiration. They were his... that's why he...
They
got
could already
hesitant
do
reaction.
magic as well. And the
Yeah.
story goes, from what we know, of course we have to take it with a grain of salt, but he
That's
granted 4 women powers to do with the seasons.
He
So,
split his own power,
yeah, exactly.
which is again like what a father would do in a sense to his children. He'd
And
split
he
his-
lost some of his ability doing that. So I don't think it's actually his daughters. They were born with the magic.
Yeah.
And
again,
yeah.
it's Ozpin, so we do have to take it with a grain of salt.
We do have to take it with a grain of salt. Though,
There's really no way to know either way, but I personally think that he was inspired
yeah.
by. I don't think that I for one think the children died.
I believe what we've seen, what Jin showed us. So Jin showed us that they were using magic, and it wasn't, and it's like, oh, Mum, Dad, look what I can do, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So and even Jin's like, they'll said that the children were born with ability to do magic. So.
And again, like, we were shown that for a reason, so I agree that has some significance. In the end, it makes sense. And again, I get that they look like the maidens, they were kind of designed like the maidens, they had the colour schemes,
they were
they had
the maidens
magic,
as such.
and we know that the maidens have something to do with souls, not to the degree of Osmond. We know there's something there to do with their souls and or that kind of thing.
That's it.
So
and it's like almost like a
I don't know.
reincarnation sort of thing. But
So it might have something to do with the daughters to a degree, but I don't think it's a matter of the daughters died and their powers went on to some random people without their intention.
So. Yeah.
And they just went on from there. I think that his children died, and when he met 4 girls, they were very much like his daughters. He was inspired to give them because in theory, like, he gave so much power and sacrificed himself to 4 strangers who were just nice to him.
Yeah.
Granted, at that time in his life, he was likely very desperate and very alone. But even the story is a little far-fetched.
Yeah.
So just to make it, though, or because they reminded him of his daughters, that makes that story a lot more valid.
It could, yeah, absolutely.
Anyway,
hopefully we'll find out a bit more about the maidens later on, but I don't think it was the daughters at all.
Well, we should, because there's something also, because we might be heading towards Shade with our villains, maybe. So we'll have something to do with the and we're also heading to Atlas as well, so we should have a few more maiden stories coming in. But back to Brunswick, because one, we saw the underground tunnel sewer thing that was similar to the shot we saw
in the
intro. And again, there's a very eerie vibe from this place, and that was a very eerie scene in the intro. Now, granted, it doesn't look shot for shot, doesn't look the same thing.
They could have used the same sort of design for it in the intro, but again, it could be coincidence or could actually be something.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if the scene in the intro was like a sewer entrance or a mine. Because it had the outer ring of had the outer ring of a tunnel or a sewer entrance.
Yeah, it did.
It looked like it had the wooden shafts of a mine.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what that necessarily was meant to be.
I think it's still more symbolic than actual, but you never know.
I
it could
think
happen still, but
I hope it's real because I really like that scene.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's just me.
I still think it's very symbolic with what we discussed earlier.
But with the connection to that in the intro,
yes,
with the eerie vibe of this snow location in general,
yes,
and also just a little side note, I haven't seen anyone question it, but Yang could push a bike with a lady on it because it was very light snow. There was clearly pavement. Like the trail they're on was a pavement trail, seemingly, with a light dash of snow. At least when they got close to the village, the farm.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen anyone talk about that, but I'm not surprised, because everyone's like, oh, Yang can lift up a Grim, but then can't lift up a bike, but then she can push a bike through the snow. It's like, well, if it's light snow with pavement underneath, then it's not that hard.
Yeah, no.
I imagine. I actually don't really know. The only bike I've ever pushed like a little tiny little moped thing when I was like 6.
Bikes are heavy. Okay.
I know. You made that point very clear in episode 2-1.
Yes.
How heavy bikes were.
Yes.
But Brunswick. So
Brunswick apparently is the town from the Headless Horseman. I've heard that. Corey was saying that in the boobcast today too. So
it has connections to the Headless Horseman warning hunters and huntsmen that something is coming, or that
Winter
there's something to do with them it's something to do with them being warned about the Headless Horseman.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's really interesting that they choose to go Headless Horseman, considering we had a Knuckle V.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be the same.
That was the only thing.
Deal.
Yeah, they're all fucked. Yeah.
Fucked.
It's a trap for sure. It's absolutely a trap. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll actually see whatever's coming happen in this episode or the start of it.
It's called the Coming Storm.
It's called the Coming Storm. So I think we're going to get a bit of discussion, maybe some arguments between them all, and then something's going to happen at the end. And also we're going to see that other little scene we were mentioning with... Hey, you started it!
I feel like this might be something along the lines of how we saw Tyrion fight them in episode 5, but then we saw the actual fight of Crow in episode 7. Episode 6 of 7, sorry, in Volume 4.
Yeah.
Might be something along those lines, I think.
I like how the bot posted just after that bit.
And along with the Headless Horseman and the possible grim arms from the tunnel that we saw, another thing that I was talking about with someone all week was the idea of... obviously, we know from the intro, from the description for this next episode, it's the spiders of Mistral or liver.
Mm-hmm.
So, assumingly that Cinder knows where they are now. We also know that Tyrion is trying to... Nice. We also know that Tyrion is possibly on the tracks to hunt them down. So we don't know when that scene was.
We don't know when that happened. I'm assuming just after the Fall of Haven, so...
Yeah.
And after Hazel had approached Little Miss Malachite and found out about them heading to Argus.
Yeah, I guess that was confirmed that that's how Hazel knew that, but I don't know, I just don't... I don't know if I like that too much, I don't know. I don't dislike it, it's just like, I kind of thought there was going to be something else, that's all. It seemed like,
well, that's true. Yeah, maybe Sally might not trust Tyrion to go.
But Tyrion's also knows what to expect more this time.
Yeah.
And again, his new tail, whatever that might be, not the little cap he had, could give him a lot more of an advantage. Then Yeah. So my possible thoughts on it is that, what if we had the group at this farm, and let's just say the farm, there isn't anything suspicious at the farm, except for maybe these Grim or whatever.
Yeah.
Because some people think it's an actual trap, that someone's going to be there, it's an actual trap. We'll have to see. But what if Cinder shows up, looking for them, along with Neo, who is chasing after Cinder, and Tyrion shows up to hunt them down as well.
I don't think we'll see that all in this episode, but...
Because that's a very, because we know how Cinder's on this Zuko alone story right now. That's how Zuko alone ends, where like all the villains and good guys all catch up to Avatar at the one point.
Yeah.
So I know it's a huge coincidence. I know that. I'm not saying it's not. But imagine if Tyrion and Cinder both arrive at the same time, looking for Team RWBY.
Yeah.
We have that conversation because we know that that's going to be boiled down to a fight at some point. Tyrion and Cinder, which I'll be very excited to see.
Yeah.
Much like Azula and Zuko in Avatar. Again, there's a lot of references here to that, so I'm going to be going to that. And then, we also have the good guys involved with that as well. But that's a good point Beck made with, like, also, Tyrion lost last time, plus, Crow's possibly in a worse state than he was before. The girls, they're obviously, this team of RWBY is admittedly stronger than the Juniper, the Ranger team. Plus, we have Oz there as well, and Maria, whatever the fuck she can do. Which, now that I mentioned that, in Zuko alone, Iroh, the old guy, gets really badly hurt in that episode.
Okay.
So what if Maria ends up getting attacked?
No, I didn't want her to get hurt. She just been introduced.
And in that episode, Zuko alone, that episode it takes place at an abandoned farm or an abandoned town.
No.
So there's a lot of similarities here. I'm just saying. There's a lot of dots being connected here. And we know that RWBY likes to take a lot of inspiration from My Hero and Hunter x Hunter and Avatar. It's like they like to take a lot of, like, whether it's fights or scenes, they like to take inspiration, because that was Monty's thing. Like, Monty was always about taking inspiration from other things. Yeah. RWBY might do it a little too literally sometimes than what Monty did, but it's still the same principle, I think.
Yeah.
So that's possibly what Brunswick can allude to, and what we can see for Brunswick. As for my actual prediction, I really don't know. Really, I think this should be.
I think we're going to get some talking, some arguments.
Yeah, not to be that guy, but I saw a lot of Bumblebees being like, "Oh wow, snowed in a house all by themselves. This is a perfect opportunity to talk shit out." And I'm like,
yeah.
Yes, you're right. Fine.
I think with tensions high at the moment, there's a really big possibility that we could get that talk. I think it's definitely coming.
I want it to happen. It's just the community makes me not give a shit because
not really just shipping point of view. I think more of
Yeah,
them
like-
as two characters coming.
Thornby is the only ship in the show right now that I just don't care about because
Yeah.
no one shuts the fuck up about it.
Yeah.
You know, I like White Rose now more than ever because no one talks about it.
Yeah.
I love Nuts and Dolts because I just love Nuts and Dolts. And I love
Yeah, well.
Under the Snee. Under the Snee. But, you know, there are so many... And again, this is not wrong.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with shipping. There's nothing wrong... well, in a lot of cases, nothing wrong with shipping. There's nothing wrong with, you know, wanting representation or whatever. If that's your reasoning, that's fine. It's just... Again, the show's not about that. It shouldn't be about that.
Yeah.
And if the show is that for you, that's still fine, but it's... I don't know, it's such a hard topic because they're not wrong. And it's wrong of me, I think, to get annoyed by it.
Mm.
I'm in the wrong here, not them, but it's still a feeling that I just want to talk about.
Yeah.
And also, since we're on the topic, what do you think of ships that are assumably bad? Like, say, not this is the example I'm going to use, but just for example, say, Rosewick, which
Yeah.
is it's a weird ship, but do you think that any ship is okay if given the context of the ship?
I don't see a problem with people shipping characters together, even ones that may seem a bit wrong. As long as it's all about fun and they're not taking it too seriously and whatnot. Okay. I don't see a problem with it, but...
Because the example I like to use, because it was meant brought up this was the ship of Emerald and Cinder.
Yeah.
I don't know, some people like our ship because, you know, but some people don't. Because some people think it's like the Toradonna, it's very abusive, manipulative, and just a horrible ship.
Yep.
And to me, it's like, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But, one, Emerald clearly cares for Cinder, so that at least ship has grounds.
Yes.
And two, as long as the ship is done in the context of Emerald loving Cinder, and Cinder not... Again, if they give a ship something, you're looking at it from the best point of view.
Yeah.
So, if I ship Cinder and Emerald, I ship it from the idea of Emerald really likes Cinder, and Cinder isn't an abusive, manipulative bitch.
Yeah.
So, you shouldn't outright hate the ship just because you look at it from different contexts.
Yeah, and we know Emerald really does love Cinder, so, like, there is grounds for that ship. It's just,
we don't know what context that could be in a motherly, sisterly relationship. We don't really know.
As a reference, yeah.
I think
but,
I think the big one that I wanted to mention here was Toradonna.
Mm.
Now, I understand that a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like Adam. I get that. That's completely fine. I don't ship Toradonna. I do ship Toradonna in the sense that they were once an item.
Yeah, well, they were,
and that
as far as we know.
Adam, assumingly, we don't have reason to think otherwise, was at one point a good guy. Because, had to fall... Now, granted, I understand. You can fall for someone who's not a good person. You can fall for someone who isn't a good guy. I get that. And again, Adam is possibly manipulative and abusive.
Yeah.
But I do ship Toradonna in the sense that when they were younger, and even that's bad, because obviously they would have been super young at that point, but I like them in the sense of, well, they were a thing at one point, so I ship them in that context.
Yeah,
I don't ship them in current,
I say they probably were
context.
a canon ship, at some point, for sure.
Yeah. So it's just a weird little anachronism or just a context clue that I know some people talk about in shipping recently.
Well, I think getting back on track.
Yeah, please, yes.
Does anyone have any questions before we wrap up? Because we need the 2 hour mark, so no, I did have to restart the stream shortly after we started, but we are nearing the 2 hour mark.
So I think next episode we'll just get a lot of talking and then maybe some hints at what's going to come the next episode.
Yeah.
So we might get Cinder again in Mistral before she heads off.
Yeah.
Or her on her way there and her just looking over a message.
Well, the thing's also we don't know who Miss Malachite might tell about Cinder as well. So
I mean we do.
Well, I know we're guessing it's Neo, but it may not be Neo as well. I think there's going to be a twist to this that we don't expect.
It depends
I think it's definitely going to be a twist that we don't expect, and maybe a confrontation as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Because I don't think Miss Malachite would just let her go as such with that, or just give her the information. You know.
Yeah, unless she lets you go.
She wants to get something out of it, not just the money, but she wants to get something out of it herself. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Curious if I don't know if we'll see the actual villains this episode because we saw them last episode. So I don't know if we'll see them again.
Yeah.
But we might see them as maybe their plans going forward because again they come storm, so we might get a little more prep on that part. Where they're going. Still don't know if we're going to get Tyre Raven at any point. Still not sure.
No, I don't think we will get him this episode.
I don't think we'll get him this episode. I'm just
Yep.
shoeballing here for episodes. If Adam was on the train and heading towards Juniper, we could get maybe a scene in August, maybe just to catch up with them.
I still don't think he was on the train.
No, I don't either. But again, just for the grounds. I would like to catch up with Juniper at some point. At this point, I don't know if we actually will. Period. A lot of people think we will. I'm glad you guys are hopeful.
I don't know if we will. If maybe just a little scene of them at the end of the volume, but I don't think we will.
Well, I assume we'll get to at least August this volume. I'm
hoping so.
I don't know if we'll get to Alice, but I think we'll at least get to August.
I think, hopefully we'll get to August. Yeah, I guess we'll find out. But I think we should wrap it up there.
Yeah,
been going for a while now.
And
yeah,
a lot of bloody branching off into other things, but that's me. So I apologize if we want to keep it focused on this. But it was a short episode, but we still managed to drag it out to 2 hours. And that's what I mean. That's proof there. Quality over quantity. We stretched out.
Absolutely. Even though it's a short episode, we're still able to talk so much for so long about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Well, thank you all for coming out, whether you're here in the stream,
thanks for watching,
or if you're watching in the YouTube video. It's greatly appreciated, nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're all tired and have a sore throat, and have to get ready. Some of us have to get ready for work, then stay up all night to watch.
I gotta go do some things.
Morning.
So yay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay. Thank you, everyone. Before we do, we need to, of course, praise the Great One and Waifu.
Waifu Pocket Neo. Yeah.
Go praise the Great One. Woo! Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you all in the next corner of Remnant. Okay, see everyone. Bye.
Bye.